iFanboy's coverage of the New York Comic Con is brought to you by Seagate, the storage of choice for creative professionals. All right, I'm here with Cliff Chiang. How you doing, Cliff?
I'm good, thanks.
Excellent. So we are here a year later after the New 52, and you and Brian Azzarello embarked on this Wonder Woman adventure. So how does it look looking back on the past year? Are you happy with the work that you and Brian and Tony did, or?
Yeah, I think it's been incredible. I mean, we had no idea, like, when we were starting it, what it was going to be like, and then now having done this first year, we do have like a feeling of accomplishment, and you know, it just kind of gets us more excited for the next year.
Right. So when it came out, like a lot of the titles of the New 52, everyone wasn't quite sure what to make of it, and especially with Wonder Woman, because it looked like it was changing from the Wonder Woman that we've known.
Yeah.
But then once issue 12 kind of hit, we saw it got a lot of buzz behind it. And it's like, oh, they're doing cool things with Wonder Woman. Like, how did that all come about? How much did you and Brian kind of collaborate on that year plan?
It was in the works from the beginning.
Yep.
I remember Brian and I talking about Orion at the very beginning, and you know, we wanted to kind of tie into a larger universe, but in our way and kind of on our terms.
Yep.
It's still very much a Wonder Woman story, and we don't want to overwhelm it by bringing in all the new gods. So we're just dealing with Orion right now.
Right. So I want to touch also on the whole the character designs of the gods themselves, because you had some really striking, unique characters that really didn't look like anything else that are in comics right now, especially like Hades with the candles and things like that. Were those all your designs, or?
Yeah, Brian and I talk about it a lot. Some of the designs are by Tony Akins.
Okay,
Hades
yeah.
and Poseidon and Lennox in particular are by Tony, and then I've done most of the rest of the other ones.
And how much collaborating have you and Tony done?
Not that much. I mean, yeah. Tony will work with Brian and then send me, kind of what's finished, and so I let them kind of, have their own creative relationship on, like, so Tony's issues are Tony's issues and mine are mine. So.
Right. And now are you guys kind of in a groove in terms of this alternating on the art duties?
Yeah, definitely. I think we're on a groove, and the team seems really solid right now. It's really great. We just did a panel called Concept to Page where we talked about, from Brian's scripts and how we end up designing characters and doing pages and thumbnails and all that stuff. Yeah. And it was really great. I think it was really entertaining and interesting for people.
I remember at San Diego 2 years ago when you were embarking on this, you showed us some pages and you were talking about how you were kind of going with a bit of a looser style. How would you describe your style now? Are you still kind of doing that, or are you evolved as the book has gone on?
I think it's more or less the same thing.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to do it more, just keep it looking natural.
Yeah.
Is really the key, Cool.
So tell me about that Zero issue, because that was personally, as a comic fan, that one was a lot of fun.
Yeah, the Zero issue was great. I think it was, for us, really rewarding to do after having done those 12 issues. Brian and I, when we first talked about the Zero issue, about needing to do one, we were like, oh, do we have to do it? It sounds kind of dumb. We already did an origin story, and it seems like we're just kind of rehashing stuff. And he said, well, maybe we let someone else do it, and it's a fill-in issue. And then he said, well, what if we give them a fill-in issue? I said, what do you mean? It's like, well, what if we make it look like we couldn't do the issue, and then it's a reprint of an old issue?
Like they used to do back in the day, right?
Like the way, and basically we kind of took it, the frame of reference, I think, was 70s Thor comics,
Yeah.
So John Buscema, really, even down to the lettering, Jared Fletcher did a fantastic job of that, and then, working with Matt Wilson on the colors, I think we got something that was an homage and a kind of tongue-in-cheek translation of a Silver Age comic.
Right, yeah. Because that's the thing, because opening it up, it was like, immediately it's like, oh, this is the Silver Age.
Yeah, we wanted it to be like a punch in the face, that we were doing something different from the regular Zero books and different from the regular Wonder Woman story. And it functions less, in a way, it gives you some backstory into Wonder Woman, but it's actually setting up year 2.
Right. Oh, interesting. So it's going to, and that's the point of those years, just to kind of.
Her relationship with Ares is going to become very important in the next year.
Right. Yeah. So how close are you guys paying attention to what's going on, like in Justice League and Wonder Woman? I know she's going to be teaming up with Batwoman. I mean, are you guys just kind of telling your story and not really worrying about what else is going on, Wonder Woman? Or
yeah, I mean, we're aware of what's going on in the other books, but at the same time, we're focused on the story that we're telling. They're doing what they do, and they do it well. So if you want to see Wonder Woman in the Justice League, you read Justice League. So.
Yeah. So now, as you're doing Wonder Woman has a very rabid fan base. Have you, I know you've been doing a bunch of cons and that sort of thing. Have the Wonder Woman fans come out and identified you as one of their own, or have there been any interesting Wonder Woman fan interactions?
The reaction to me personally has been really positive. Everybody who comes by, no one really wants to come by the table to yell at you.
That's
so
good.
Yeah.
You're lucky. There are some creators get that.
Yeah, no, everyone's been really great and very passionate about it. And sometimes you get people asking, well, what about this character from the past? People have like a really strong connection to the material, and that's what we're kind of relying on in a lot of ways. But with I think we've also brought a lot of new readers in. I ask that question to just about everybody who comes up. Have you been reading, were you reading before the relaunch? And it's about 50-50.
Yeah?
Yeah, so, a lot of new readers and a lot of female readers who have just started reading comics, which I think is great.
Yeah, very cool. And and Wonder Woman has such a legacy, and so many different artists, so many different creators have touched upon her. And I know it's been rough going in the past 10 years or so. Have you looked back on other Wonder Woman stuff, and as you kind of do this to kind of avoid what missteps some people might have taken, or do you have opinions on how to do her hair? I mean,
right. I mean, I think maybe kind of generally. Of course, I'm aware of like George Perez's work and Phil Jimenez and Adam Hughes and I think the idea is that everybody has to stay true to themselves and their vision for it, So, I might look at, George Perez and how he's drawing hair and think like, well, I want that curly hair, but I want it to be more modern, and that kind of thing. So we're taking bits and pieces of things that we like,
right. Very cool. So what can we expect now into year 2? Are you sticking on the book, or?
Yeah. We're working into, pretty far into year 2. I mean, I'm working on issue 15 right now where Orion shows up, and it's been a lot of fun. So we'll see. We've got a plan for the rest of the year, and it'll be fun to get to the end of it.
Has it all gone as you thought it would about when you started on this over a year ago?
More or less, which is a really pleasant surprise.
Right.
Yeah.
Because sometimes you don't get it. It doesn't go the right way. The ball doesn't fall the way you want it to.
Yeah, and the fact that the readers have embraced it the way that they have, I think is really great. That's the one thing we definitely could not have predicted, and it's been really rewarding because of that.
Josh, I'm on this really weird Wi-Fi signal. It's got all these really strange German industrial movies. They're all streaming right to it.
That's my Seagate GoFlex satellite.
Oh, it's you.
You can keep up to 500 gigabytes of movies, music, anything you want on here, and stream it to your device with its own Wi-Fi signal.
You just get the free Seagate GoFlex satellite app, and you can stream all your content to your iPad, to your Android devices, whatever you want, so you can get your German industrial movie fix.
Industrial, that's what we'll call it. I gotta remember to lock this thing.
Yeah. So it streams Wi-Fi, it's got a great battery, lasts a long time, great for road trips, right?
It's a really cool little device, and you can pretty much put anything on it, and you'll have more stuff on here than you'll ever have time to watch. It's good for kids, good for all that stuff.
Plane rides.
All of these things. And you can, if you are an iFanboy viewer, you can get 10% off. Where can they do that?
They can go to Seagate.com/iFanboy and sign up there and get 10% off buying the Seagate GoFlex hard drive. And we thank them for their support of iFanboy at New York Comic Con.
It's really mostly just kids' movies.
I know. I try to make it cooler.
I know, I'm not edgy.
No.
Sorry.